Hey friends, welcome back to Simply a Better You. Today is a garden tour day. This is week 2 of our garden tours that we're doing this season. And on these days, I share my garden with you. I invite you into my garden and my gardening journey and show you what is growing in my garden. So we have a large garden in the back of our home, and then I have a flower and herb garden. And then we put some squashes up front this year. Changed it up from last year. So this is my perennial flower and herb garden that runs alongside of my porch. As you can see, our butterfly bush has doubled in size from our last tour. Flowers are getting ready to bloom. My bee balm is getting ready to bloom. I have 2 types back here. So one has pink flowers and one has more of a purple magenta flower. The Shasta daisies are also getting ready to bloom. And these have also doubled in size from last year. I did buy these. They are not from seed. Most of this has been bought. My cone flowers are looking spectacular. They are also getting ready to bloom. They have also doubled in size. At least 2 varieties have, and then I have some smaller varieties as well. Oh look, got a special bloom surprise. These are my favorites. I love orange and yellow flowers. These look beautiful once they are all blooming. Let's give you an update on our basil. The basil is surviving the slugs. It has gotten a little bigger. Except now I have a chipmunk in my garden. Oh, there's one of them dreaded slugs. They're huge, aren't they? They keep eating my plants. The dill is doing much better. We have one that is getting ready to flower. I'll be super excited once that happens, because we all know what that means. Pickle time. The lavender is doing just wonderful. It has really filled out, smells amazing. I wish you could smell. I absolutely love the smell of lavender. Black-eyed Susans, not quite ready to bloom yet. Still filling out. My false sunflowers have bloomed. They were the first to bloom this season. Outside of the combine I have here on the corner. Our porch plants are doing really well. Look how tall the lemongrass has gotten. Absolutely crazy. My green stalk has calendula and some bachelor buttons in it. The bachelor buttons are getting ready to bloom. Calendula is still a little slow going. It's my first year growing it from seed. I wasn't sure what to expect, but they're still going. All right. We have I have 1 pot of mint up here by the front porch. And you'll have to excuse my porch, it's a mess because During this season, everything that is garden related hits my porch. We also have some pumpkins growing in our front yard. So in addition to my flower and herb garden, right next to it, I have another flower and herb garden. So I set these up because I knew I wanted more plants. And these were going to be just dedicated to herbs, but I couldn't help it. Flowers just slipped in. We still need to plant our figs, but we do have figs on the actual tree. And these can be potted. You can keep them in a pot if you'd like. But we are actually going to plant these eventually. Also in here, let's see, we've got some pineapple mint. And these little plastic bottles back here, these are pop bottles that I have put a hole in the bottom of. And I fill them up with water and allow that to slowly drip into the raised bed. It helps keep the soil nice and moist for my mint. Sunflowers have seen better days, but they're kind of in the middle of changing blooms. They've already bloomed really pretty once, and those are kind of dropping off right now. This is it's a Kentucky mint that Joe picked up for me. It is very fragrant, much larger leaves than my other mint. I harvested some yesterday. We have our lemon balm. I'm hoping this fills out a little more this year. We've got some onions. I just love these yellow flowers. I guess these are called vining black-eyed Susans, is what someone has told me. I didn't even realize that. I bought it because they were yellow. We've got some more basil. We've got some more basil, chives, and a kitchen sage. Just a standard sage plant, which I need to get out here and harvest. Rosemary. This one's looking pretty good this year. I hope it comes back for next year. And then I have an English mint, I have an English thyme, and I have a lemon thyme. The lemon thyme smells wonderful. So all of this is in our front yard of our house. And then off here to the side, I am putting in a larger perennial and herb garden. It's just going to kind of be a mixture of things that come back each year. But this year, I have planted my pumpkins and gourds up here along with some permanent plants. So the rhubarb will stay, our asparagus will stay, and so will our strawberries. But the pumpkins are just for this year, and then those will get taken out, and we will continue to add to this bed. So we have our rhubarb up front. I've put down straw to help retain moisture up here because this gets a lot of sun, as well as help with weeds. As you can see, we do have a lot of grass growing in the middle. This year I planted some pumpkins, just a regular everyday pumpkin, and then some Turkish pumpkins, which are a deeper orange and kind of squatty. They're a little flat, kind of like a hat. Out here in the far corner, I have our asparagus, and These are not going to grow anymore this year. They're done. I'm not expecting strawberries or anything this year either. I have tiny little strawberry plants in here. So hopefully we'll have some strawberries next year. But that's if the bunnies stop eating them. They keep nipping the tops. But these are all basically going to be here to grow. That's all their job is this year, is to grow. We're not harvesting anything from them. And then I also put in some little gourds. These will be fun for the girls. Those are the tiny little bumpy shaped gourds. It looks like a deer or a bunny got to this one. Got one leaf left. That, or I don't know if you guys can see the hole there. It's probably a hoof mark. So it probably was deer. Sometimes I just have to share. I did have those covered up with some little clear plastic containers, and I took them off because it had gotten so hot. Looks like I might need to put it back on. But we have tons of deer. Let's take the long way around to the garden today. But we have tons of deer because behind my home we have a hayfield. And this hayfield, I believe, is about 56 acres. And this belongs to my neighbors that are to the left of me. Chickens are doing wonderful. They are all growing and looking good. We do have 2 that have started laying. They're overachievers. I think I told you guys in another video that we are going to expand their run so that we can build some shade. I don't know what you want to call them, like little pop-up shade areas for them. So we want to take out this part and we're going to expand it this way. Obviously all this stuff will get moved. And it'll include this tree here, which is a mulberry tree, which they can eat. I haven't had any aerial predators. We haven't really seen much of any kind of predator, but I have noticed some foxes up the road. And of course we have stray dogs and stray cats that come through here every once in a while, or somebody's dog will get out. We have a farm up the road, livestock guardian dogs. They get out and kind of roam the neighborhood. All right, let's check out the big garden back here. I was not able to contain this grass, so I'm going to pull all this straw back and lay down cardboard back here. But the tomato plants are going. We have beefsteak tomatoes. Got 6 of those. And it looks like we got a tomato. Check that out. There he is. Our first little tomato. I was out here yesterday doing some weeding. We have mini sweet peppers here down on the side. They are flowering. And we grow our tomatoes on a trellis, so as they get a little bigger, we will attach them to here, and it helps hold the plant up. These are cherry tomatoes. They are all looking really good and healthy. Check out that creepy crawler. goodness. We do have quite a bit of flea beetles here, and they are enjoying munching on my plants. But the tomatoes are looking really healthy. I've been coming out and snipping off the suckers. I'm going to try to stay on top of this so I don't end up with crazy plants this year. These bottom leaves will come off. Just kind of waiting for them to set some flowers. I only have two flowering right now. Right behind our tomatoes, or in front, however you're looking at it, we put up trellis archways for our vining plants. So we have honeydew up here. And it's on both sides of the arch. Over here, I've got some cantaloupe. In the middle here, we have to add another arch. I'm waiting on Joe to pick up 2 more. These are my butternut squash, and then my spaghetti squash is gonna go over there. These are cucumbers. I am not sure of the variety. I get these plants sometimes from local nurseries and neighbors, but I've got 1 cucumber already. Oh, and there's another one coming in. I don't know if you can I get him? I'm super excited for cucumbers. We had so many last year. I never wanted to see a cucumber again. But we are trellising our cucumbers this year. Last year we let them vine out. This year I am encouraging them to please go up this trellis. So I will come out here and guide them up and let their little tendrils start to wrap. Because we really want them to grow up and over and fill this up. It should help with pest, as well as just ease of access to get them. Should be a little bit easier to find them because we had so many cucumbers go bad last year because we couldn't find them. And once we did find them, they were huge and yellow or orange or getting ready to burst. So, all right, we're moving into our squash territory. All of these were planted at the same time. And we have straight neck yellow squash, which is a summer squash, a crook neck summer squash, and we have zucchini, which are here on the end. But they also have already started to flower and produce fruit. And we are in the 2nd week of June. These went in Mother's Day weekend, which would have been around May 15th. Last year we planted a little late, but this year we're trying to stay on top of it. We already have our first zucchinis. Can you believe how big these have gotten in just a week? It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Here on the end of my garden, which next year I'm going to plant these in the center of my garden because the deer love them. Absolutely love them. They've eaten 4 of them. But these are my pepper plants. I've got a green pepper here on the end. These are red peppers. So as they mature, they will turn red. They are looking pretty good. And then down here on the end are my banana peppers. And we're starting to see some little peppers form. Oh, you all can hear my chickens in the background. I've got a noisy chicken. I think it goes in there and lays an egg. It's just its way of saying, I've laid an egg, I've laid an egg. But banana peppers are hopefully going to make it this year. Last year I didn't get very many. Here is Brassica row. My goodness. We have cabbage through here, which I, of course, am fighting those green little caterpillars. I'm hoping to stay on top of it and win so that I can actually have cabbage this year. Next year, unless I can find some more at the garden store, I'm going to plant my marigolds in here a lot thicker and closer together. Up here we have cauliflower, which we are already getting cauliflower growing. I am really excited about this. I've never grown cauliflower before, but it looks like at least 6 of the plants are producing cauliflower. These are my broccoli. And the plants look really good this year. Last year they were really small. I think it's because I got them in the ground too late and they kind of bolted. But, oh look, look, we got broccoli. You see the little broccoli right there? I've got at least 3 plants producing broccoli. Awesome. Oh, that makes me so happy. Good job, little plants. Looks like we've got an okra out here that's starting to flower. Awfully small to be flowering. But it's our okra row. So far, the 2 at the front are the biggest. And they are starting to produce blooms. I had to take a quick little camera break and fix my tracking. Everything was showing up kind of fuzzy. But we love okra. So we put in tons of okra, and we of course plan on sharing. We have a few friends that like okra as well. So it is amazing what a garden can do in such a short period of time. If you're new to gardening, this is not hard. It just takes some consistency, because you have to make sure that your garden stays watered and that it doesn't get choked out by weeds. And that's why we put the straw down. It really helps with retaining moisture and kind of blocking the weeds. Obviously, we have grass and weeds poking through. I will go through and pull as much as I can, but and kind of weed whack the top of the rest. I think our best bet in the future is going to be to put down some type of garden cloth, because the grass is just, it's something else here. I was also watching, I like to sit and watch other people's garden videos as well. And I was watching a gentleman, he's an older gentleman, and he actually keeps his weeds suppressed by hilling. He makes rows and hills all of his plants, and takes the dirt from the left and the right of the plant and scrapes it up so that the weeds are smothered. And I kind of like that because it's a low maintenance effort there. So let's go check out Joe's corn. It is finally up. I can't tell the difference between the corn and the grass, but he can. So out here, I believe we have 10 rows of corn. This is Joe's garden project this year. He specifically wanted corn. This is a sweet corn. These last 3 rows, I have noticed this stays. It gets sun, but not till the afternoon, and it stays more shaded. So I think this is going to grow a lot slower. Our green beans are up, which I am thrilled because I really wanted green beans. I really wanted green beans to put up this summer. And we are hoping by putting them over here closer to the house that the deer won't eat them. Thought I'd come in here and see if I had any goodies. Looks like we got another layer because these are small eggs. I don't have any pockets, so watch out, girls. So I thought I'd come and see what my chicken was making a ruckus about. I got the 2 eggs that were in there, and I don't know why she's so upset, but she's being awfully loud this morning. Oh, girls, it's a clean out day. I gotta get in here and clean up. Thank you for the eggs. So far, it looks like we got 3 laying right now. So I'm gonna head inside, put these eggs down so I don't end up with an omelet in my jean pocket. The garden tour doesn't end just in the yard. I picked up some additional plants from Azure Standard, and I kind of went over what I had in our Azure Standard haul, but I wanted to share with you what I picked up. Hang on. There. I'm right in front of the window. So I wanted to share with you what I picked up from Azure Standard. These were plants that I could not find in local nurseries around me or in a big box store. And although I do have some seeds to start my own, this kind of gives me a head start because they're already going. So I picked up some spaghetti squash because I couldn't find it any place here, and we did not start seeds for spaghetti squash because I thought for sure I could find it. But we picked up some yarrow, and most of these are medicinal plants or plants that we are going to use to help other plants in the garden, to feed chickens, to use as nitrogen fixers, or to use as ground cover, such as my comfrey. I picked up some mullein. This is also a medicinal plant. This is all over Kentucky. It's all along the roadsides, and I do have a few of them that are out by the road, but they spray out here by our road. So I wanted a plant of my own that I can put in a safe place that I know isn't covered with chemicals. I picked up some sunflowers. This is called an evening sun. I picked up some valerian. I'll be using this for the root. You are my El Campaign. And, oh, let's take this one out of the sun so you can see it. This is feverfew, also a medicinal plant. So we've got to find some nice spots for these. Most of these are perennials, with the exception of the spaghetti squash and the sunflower. So all of these will go around spaces in our property that will allow them to grow in the best environment. Sometimes that full 6 to 7 hours of sun that they would get on the side of my house isn't the best for them. And really the most ideal space is right up here against the house where I have my flower and other herbs growing, and I'm running out of space in that particular garden. The way our house is situated, it usually stays sunny until about 1 or 2 o'clock, and then it's shaded. So they get the perfect amount of sun from 6 a.m. till about 1, and then it's shaded for the evening, so none of my plants get burnt, and they do amazing up against the house here. But I do not have any other place in my yard that can reproduce that same time limit for sun and shade. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. Got to find them a good home so they grow. So guys, that is our garden tour for week 2 of the 2025 season. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below and let me know what you're growing. What is your favorite thing to grow? Do you have a favorite perennial that you have planted and you enjoy seeing every year come back? So guys, as always, I thank you for joining me on my garden journey, and I bless you on yours.